Good morning. It's Halloween. Who's ready for all the trick-or-treating tonight? I am so excited to have gotten my kids out the door in their costumes in one piece without any drama. Um, with it being the last day of October, it is Cybersecurity Month. And I wanted to talk about and share with you guys my top 3 tips for website security. Let's get right into it. Tip number 1 is all websites should have an SSL. So you always want to look for that green padlock when you're not only shopping as a consumer, but also if you are a business owner with a website and you have an e-commerce or you have any kind of information that you're collecting on the website, you need to make sure you have an SSL. There's 2 main reasons. One, Google has sort of brought the hammer down, and if you do not have an SSL, your SEO rankings will suffer. They think it's important, and they're going to take that into account for their search rankings. The second one is it protects you. It protects your customer. It will create that encryption of the data when someone enters their email or their information. And if you link up to like Stripe or Square or PayPal, it's a really good idea that you have an SSL installed on your website. So that is tip number 1. And kind of a trick, if you don't, if you've got one installed, but you've got mixed security warnings. So that green padlock sometimes will come up as broken or yellow. And if you're not sure what on your site is causing that error, you can go to a website called whynopadlock.com, and it will help you. Run your URL through there. It'll show you the assets on your page. Maybe you have a link to a picture, or maybe you have let's see, what are some other ones? Usually links to pictures are big ones, or just the URL for a link to an outside hyperlink, or something in your setup. When you installed your SSL, you missed something somewhere. So the whynopadlock.com is a great tool to find out and kind of decipher where the maybe broken assets are. Okay, let's go on to tip number 2. Use secure logins and passwords. So if you have a WordPress website, there's a high probability that your login is admin. That's your login name. If you do a quick install with any hosting company, that will be the default login name. And hackers know this. So it's a really, really good idea to customize your login name to your own name or your email address, something unique and specific. Do not leave it set to the admin. And then with your passwords, it's a really, really good idea to have extra secure passwords everywhere you work online, not just your own website. And I love using LastPass as a password management tool. I remember one really secure password, and then it helps me maintain really good secure passwords on all of the websites that I work on and that I shop on. So I don't ever have to remember it, and I don't have to use the same password everywhere, which is a big, big no-no. All right, let's move on to tip number 3. A security plugin is essential. So again, if you have a WordPress website, there are several different security plugins available to use. We recommend either Sucuri or WordFence. They're great for monitoring your site from brute force attacks, from those login attempts from hackers, malware, and they also have upgraded and optional services that you can harden some files, you can install a firewall. Of course, those extra features cost more, but for the basic plans, just having that in there will make a huge difference in monitoring what's going on. So you can find out if there is a brute force attack going on, you can take extra steps for that. So the kind of an add-on tip for number 3 is if you are not keeping regular backups, it's a really good idea that you do, because in the event you do have a security breach, your site is hacked, if you've got a backup, you can get your site back up and running fairly quickly. If you don't, it's going to cost you a lot more money, and it's going to cost you more time. Services like Sucuri do offer a website cleaning, if you will, or a restoration services. They'll help clean the site up if it is attacked, or you do have an infection with malware, or some sort of virus got installed with a shady plugin. So they do offer those services, and they do cost more. But having a weekly backup is a really, really good idea. And we recommend that clients have a backup on a different server than your hosting server. So for example, there is a plugin called Updraft Plus, and you can set that up to take a weekly backup and store that backup on your Google Drive or your Amazon Cloud data services. They have a really affordable Amazon AWS. It's a really affordable way to store data on a third party that's completely unique and independent from your hosting site. So that is tip number 3. And I would love to hear from you guys if you have questions about security, or if you want to learn more about how to make your website secure, and build some really great strategies for protecting yourself and your business. So it's Halloween. I've got my Halloween candy here I'm going to enjoy later this afternoon. I hope all of you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.